So let's go on to the first segment. This week in the segment, we are looking at the news from the industry. So do you remember that a couple of weeks before we had discussed about Apple's update on app tracking transparency, and we also mentioned that Google was going to ban cookies, third-party cookies, right? Now we discussed how these moves will threaten the targeted ads and hence is causing a disruption in the digital marketing industry. Now, there seems to be some good news for advertisers and marketers, because Google, through their official blog last Thursday, they wrote that they were delaying the ban of cookies until the end of 2023. So Vinay Goel, who is the privacy engineering director of Chrome, wrote on the blog saying that, while there is considerable progress that's been made with this initiative, it has become clear that they need more time. So in order to do this process effectively, that is to move into a cookie-less, third-party cookie-less Chrome experience, they need to move at a reasonable pace. Now, as a result of the thought process, they understood that the industry is not ready and Google is not ready with the right foolproof privacy first model. And so Chrome will phase out third-party cookies over a 3-month period. So starting in mid of 2023 and ending in late 2023 only. So, third-party cookies are not going away anywhere soon. As a background and a recap, third-party cookies are what allows advertisers and entities on the internet to track a user's journey, about which sites you visit, and they use your profile to create a persona about your interests, and then they send targeted ads at you. Now, Apple's Firefox and Safari all have already, blocked third-party cookies. So by default, they have been doing it for some time. Now, Chrome, by contrast, has been delaying it. There is definitely a reason why they're doing it. Now, in January 2020, they said that it would remove the third-party cookies from Chrome by 2022. And the company also promised alternative users and advertising methods that the people would be happy with. But then, they tried implementing the FLOC, which we discussed a couple of weeks back. It is the federated cohort learning process, wherein instead of tracking individual users, what they will do is they will track the interests of a cohort, a group, and then the advertisers can target people with similar interests, but they cannot target the individuals. Now, the problem with the federated cohort learning FLOC is that it does not completely stop tracking. Rather, it puts all the tracking responsibility into the or tracking directly into the hands of Google. Now, the Chrome users, internet users' activity will be tracked through the browser itself. So the advertisers and target groups, advertisers can actually target groups rather than individuals. Now, this is supposed to keep the users anonymous while allowing the users to kind of target them, but nobody in the industry was happy. Google was quite excited about FLOC, but nobody else was. The privacy experts weren't, the ad tech companies weren't, and even the regulators weren't really happy. So now Google says that it will stop supporting third-party cookies only by the end of 2023. And what will replace the third-party cookies? We don't know. They don't know yet. So FLOC is one of the many options that Google is looking at. Apparently, they've received and they are working on 30 proposals as to what will be a good alternative to third-party cookies, and they're testing at least 4 of them as we speak. Now, needless to say, Chrome is the most powerful browser, right? And it's also run by Google, whose chunk of revenue comes from ads. So getting rid of cookies and tracking, through this process will hurt Google and its ad revenue. So, this is not an issue for their rivals like Amazon or Apple. So they have always been quick to respond to privacy first initiatives. But Google has always been lagging behind, and banning the third-party cookie was the step that we're taking slowly towards ensuring privacy of data. But now they are kind of not, they are delaying that process as well. Now, what's next for advertisers in this case? I would say don't be complacent, because the exam papers have just been postponed. It's not been cancelled. So keep at it. You just have some more time to come up with strategies. Google has some more time to come up with the right strategies. And so you know, it's always, we've seen a shift of activities where people are trying to gather the zero party data, wherein you know, the customer willingly enters his or gives away their personal information, enters his or her email IDs and stuff like that. That's zero party information, first party and second party information like that. So that is why in the first half of 2021 we have seen an increase in activity in producing, putting out content out there, and a lot of e-commerce offerings, because that helps people, brands, to collect zero party or first party data. Now we'll have to wait and see to understand you know, how Google's stay on this third-party cookie ban will affect these experiments in the coming months and beyond. So that's some good positive news from the world of marketing. I hope it comes as a relief to at least some of the ad publishers and marketers out there in this group. Now, let's go to our second segment where we share